My name is Jasper Crawford. I'm a father of seven. My wife and I have been married for 16 years. During those years, we've had our share of hard times. I think it's to be expected with a large family. There's always someone who needs, new shoes or a pair of pants. Christmas every year was always kind of a strain on the budget. The past year or so, though, we ran into a rather unique situation that we weren't totally prepared to deal with. In July of 2008, I was laid off from my job where I worked at a prominent screen printing company teaching classes, doing tech support, and research and development. Um, Luckily, I had been doing a t-shirt printing business on the side, so I had a little bit of something to fall back on. I was also lucky that in an interesting turn of events, I was able to go back to the company that I had been laid off from on a contract basis, working 4 to 5 days a month, which gave us a pretty good supplemental income. However, in April of 2009, because of the bad economic times, it had to close the stores for good. I was left with a limited customer base that was also struggling, economically. To put it simply, business was very slow. I've never been one to ask for help. My family has spent many years on food stamps in the past, and it was difficult for me to go down to the DES office and sign up again for food stamps. I'd always like to do things on my own. Unfortunately, sometimes in life you run into situations where you really have no choice but to turn to someone, um, you know, when you're in need. I spent a few months trying to drum up business and find work. During that time, my bills fell farther and farther behind until everything was about to be turned off and we were 3 months behind on our rent. The landlord had been as lenient as possible, but they had their own bills to pay as well, which was understandable. We were told that if we couldn't pay at least 1 month's rent, that we were going to have to move out. Um, Business had started to pick up, and I picked up a part-time job, but I was never going to be able to get the money together that I needed to make the rent before we were going to be evicted. That's when a friend told me about St. Vincent de Paul. She had recently gotten help there with her rent and suggested that I contact them. I was very apprehensive, but after, talking it over with my wife, we decided that we really had no other choice. I called them and made an appointment. I met with some great people, and I told them of my situation. They helped, and I needed help getting back on my feet. They were able to help me. They helped me make the rent so that I didn't get evicted, and they even let me attend a free budgeting class to help with budgeting my bills. Um, the They helped us out with some household supplies, some basic needs, things that we might need around the house, which helped out a lot. And they even offered to help me build a website for my business, which will help me get back on my feet and more self-sufficient. With a wife and seven children, there weren't a lot of options for us if we had lost our home. I can honestly say that without the help of St. Vincent de Paul, we would have been looking at being homeless. I wanted to thank them for their generosity and their commitment to helping me and my family, not only with their giving, but in following up and doing what they could to help me succeed on my own as well.